Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and I don't have a review for you today, but what I'm doing is a video. I got tagged by Tyler Finkbeiner at ReviewtheBrew and the guys at Dwarven Kegger. I'll put links to both of their channels down below this video. And they tagged me on this video series that you basically tell your top 5 favorite beers or styles. I know Tyler went through and he told his favorite styles and he said beers that he liked in those styles. The Dwarven Kegger guys just ran down their top 5 beers. For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do what Tyler did. I have my top 5 styles that I enjoy, and then I'm going to have a beer from, 1 or 2 beers from each one of those styles that are my favorite. This list is going to be Michigan-centric because I pretty much only drink Michigan beer. I don't drink a lot when I'm not recording videos, but if I am drinking, I'm out at breweries, I'm out places doing kind of research on what I want to try next, or kind of, obviously collecting samples. I'm doing market research on other types of beer that I want to try. So this list is going to be really Michigan-centric. Actually, it's going to be all Michigan beers. So in no particular order, one of my favorite styles, I say it on the channel a lot, is I really like porters. And my favorite porter right now that I've had, and that I will continue to buy, has been and is Jaden James Monkey Butter Porter. It's a really great porter. It has really nice peanut butter taste, chocolate. It's really smooth. It's nice and light. It's just an overall great porter, and they just started recanning it. They're upping production, so I've seen it all over the place. It's not that hard to find. It's not that expensive. I think it comes in a 4-pack. I know that because I just bought some. So yeah, that's my favorite porter. And I have it written down on my computer, so I'm going to glance over here. My favorite, okay, I'm going to leave this one for last because it's one that's kind of obvious. My favorite stout. I have 2 favorite stouts right now. I really love the 2017 Black Note by Bell's, and I really, really like and love the Rye Hipster Brunch from Oddside Ales. Those are 2 of my favorite stouts. Black Note's really hard to find. Obviously, it comes out, it doesn't come out often. It comes out like once a year, sometimes once every other year. Rye Hipster Brunch comes out every year. There's always a rush to get it because it seems like once it's out, it's gone, but it's one of my favorites. Black Note's really good because it's that deep, dark chocolate. Has kind of notes of like dark cherry, and it's not overpowering. It's really smooth. It's 13%, I think, and it's just a good overall beer. Rye Hipster Brunch Stout I love because you get that kind of, like, it's almost like a breakfast in a bottle. You get the maple taste, you get the bacon taste, you get the chocolatey kind of taste to it, and it just wraps it up. It's perfect, and I think it's one of my favorite labels that Oddside does, is kind of like the, off-white and black label design with the piece of bacon just kind of sitting in the coffee. You get a nice coffee taste with that. So again, it's a great combination of flavors. In the stout category, I can't pick between those two. Those 2 are my favorite at the moment. Next up, something I'm really new to, and again, something I just had. You can tell, like, it's front of mind for me. My favorite lactose sour is Holmes Guava Sherbet. Now, all the Holmes Guava Sherbet, all the Holmes Sherbet series has been really good, and I've loved, like, other things from Holmes that are sours. I'm just starting to get into sours now, but I would say that with Guava Sherbet, Holmes really just kind of knocked it out of the park. It's a really great sour. It's nice and sour, but it also has a really nice sweetness to it. I mean, there's not much more I can say. They did a great job. Unfortunately, it's another limited one. You have to get it on tap now. I don't know if they'll recan it. I don't know how they're going to continue to can the sherbets, if they're going to go back and do new ones. Redo old ones, or if they're going to continue to do new ones. I would think that they're just going to do new ones, and the old ones maybe you'll see in the tap room. But another sour that I really like that I think is going to be a great summer beer, if they continue to release it to the summer, which I don't think they have plans to do it now, is Bell's Larry's Latest. I think that's a really nice, smooth, easy drinking sour. It's nice and lemony, nice and bright, but also really easy to drink. And when you're, been out doing yard work, or you don't want to do the lager thing, if you're just relaxing, I think Larry's Latest Sour is a perfect beer for that. Next up, I would say IPAs and things that I always say. My favorite IPA, again, going with the Bell's theme, my favorite IPA really of all time is Bell's Two Hearted. I really love the maltiness. I think it's hard to get IPAs where maltiness shines through. A lot of IPAs go with really hoppy, bitter flavors, but with Bell's Two Hearted, you get that bitter hoppiness, but you also get that really nice, crisp maltiness as well. For that same reason, another IPA that I really liked is Ellison's Crescent Fresh. I think that is, it's like, I've said it in my review, I think it's Bell's Two Hearted's baby brother. It has that maltiness that Two Hearted has. It has that crispness in the maltiness, but it also has a little bit more of a hot bite to it than Two Hearted has. And for that reason, that would be my number two in IPAs, Michigan wise. And I think just overall, I don't get out much. And just as kind of like an honorable mention, Kolsch. Kolsch is I think they're undervalued. That not a whole lot of places make Kolsch's, or at least make good ones. My favorite Kolsch though is Witch's Hat's Thrash Punk Kolsch. It has nice coffee flavor. You get that sweetness of the Kolsch, you get the honey, but you also get this really nice coffee taste. And there's nothing better for me when I've had a few to have some caffeine, some coffee in my beer. That generally pulls me out of whatever kind of funk I'm in. And then last but not least, what else would I say is probably one of my favorite styles right now, other than New England IPAs, New England style IPAs. My favorite, I don't think this is going to be a big shocker to anybody, it's M43 from Old Nation. That was the first New England style that I had that I could really say it blew me away. It really changed my opinion on New England's. The first New England IPA that I had really underwhelmed me, and I kind of thought like, oh, well, why is everyone making such a fuss about this beer, about this style, New England style IPAs? The one that I had, which I'm not going to mention, but if you go and you look at my past reviews, it's one of my first reviews that's a New England style, so that one really underwhelmed me. But when I had M43, it was like a revelation. I feel like M43 is a beer for me that opened the doors for me to really learn to like IPAs again, because I've said it hundreds of times. IPAs for me, used to love them, they got too hoppy, they got too bitter, and it turned me off. And now, now that I've had obviously my palate has changed in the years since I really drank IPAs, but I think M43 really opened those doors for me back into the IPA world, and it's something that, I'm really happy that it did that, because now I get to try all these IPAs that I would have just overlooked previously. But M43 is by far my favorite New England style IPA. I would say if I had a runner-up, it would probably be, at least Michigan-wise, it would be Oddside's Passion Dank Juice. That's one of my favorite New England style IPAs. Again, probably one of the first ones that I had. But it's really tough to recapture that magic when you try those. So I don't watch a lot of beer reviewers. I'm going to say it because I don't like to kind of bias my opinion. I record a review and then I'll go and I'll watch other people's reviews to kind of see if we're jiving on the same thing. Michigan-wise, Tyler tagged me. There's, Brad Allison does videos, and I think he's already been tagged. I don't watch a whole lot of people that do these kind of reviews, but the one that I'm going to tag is Steve over at Yala TV. He does really great reviews on Michigan and Indiana beers. I think he doesn't really necessarily confine himself to that as much as I confine myself to just Michigan. It seems like he's doing beer from all over the place, which is awesome, but he does a great job, and I'd really love to hear what Steve's opinion of his top 5 favorite beers are. So Steve, you're up, buddy. Hopefully we'll see a video from you soon, and that's all I got for right now. Sean from Draft Therapy signing off. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries wherever they are, and don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.